Welcome back. Our guest this hour is Dave White from the New York Sea Grant, and if you're looking for a good book to read, he has some great suggestions and some nonfiction.
Absolutely. The nice thing about this area is we're blessed with great natural resources, Lake Ontario, St. Lawrence River, and there's just a plethora of outstanding books that talk about all the different aspects of both the lake and the river. So as folks are headed towards the end of the summer, thinking about, oh, I've got a little time over Labor Day weekend, I'm not going to the fair, what a great opportunity. I think I'll pick up a book and learn about some of the folklore, the history, the culture of the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River.
Maybe people don't even know there are books about this area.
They may not, and this is one, The Living Great Lakes, and this book specifically is by author Jerry Dennis, and he actually right now is touring the area. We end up with a lot of authors that do come through the area, and he's joined us right now, and he's actually gaining information for his next book.
Yeah, I was going to say they must tour the area in order to get to learn all this.
He's actually been right now with us on Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River for going on over 2 weeks, meeting with different people trying to talk about it. We have Fred Stonehouse, who I was here last month talking about a series we're doing on shipwrecks and culture. Fred Stonehouse is going to be with us in September 20th right here at JCC, and this is one of my favorite titles of a book. This is Great Lakes Crime, Murder, Mayhem, Booze, and Broads.
It certainly piques your interest.
Yeah, certainly piques your interest. In fact, somebody said, do you really want to say that title on morning television?
You couldn't wait, could you?
Couldn't wait. That was my exciting part of the morning. But what it does, it talks about, you know, we have things that talk about the beauty, the scenic history, the maritime culture, and all the true facts, but also a little folklore and the people. Because it's what, you know, when you think back over the last couple hundred years, when you hear the stories, it's a lot of those people. And this book by Fred Stonehouse is one of them that talks about the people, some of those stories about what was really going on behind the scenes, that, you know, and then he tries to get into what's the history behind them. So you kind of have the lore and the history of a variety of topics.
Are all these books available locally?
They all are available locally. Many of the bookstores along the St. Lawrence River here in Jefferson, St. Lawrence, Oswego counties carry these books. They're also available at the Seaway Trail Discovery Center out in Sackett's Harbor. Many of the gift shops along the river and the lake will also have a collection of them on the variety of topics.
Would the bigger bookstores have them also?
Yes, they will, absolutely. And they can get them if they don't, but many of the bookstores up here do carry.
Some of the bookstores, like Borders, has a selection of local books on local.
Yeah. And many of them will have like Great Lakes sections specifically about Great Lakes.
I like that, women and the lakes.
Women in the lakes too.
We like that.
So you can get to Women Lakes 1 this year and then get Women in the Lakes 2 next year. So you'll be all set.
That's very interesting. What's your favorite?
Actually, some of my favorites are the ones that talk about the folklore as well. I mean, I love the history. I love to learn more about diving and underwater resource issues because such a maritime history is still there for us to learn about. But I like a lot of the folklore and trying to put that together with, you know, okay, what's real, what's not real.
I'd have to agree with that.
You know, I think it's exciting because you read about some of the, you know, the people behind it and the bootlegging days and the rum running days and all those kind of things. And a lot of that occurred up here as well.
Good historical fiction to take this and put it in context with historical fiction.
It is. It is. It's very exciting, especially when you do have authors like Jerry Dennis, who right now is touring around and he's trying to gain that. So he's trying to get the facts, and he's getting some of that fiction and nonfiction put in there together as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for coming in this morning.
Good to see you both this morning.
Sounds good, like a good read. We appreciate it. Thanks, and we'll be right back.